tassa
This meeting is being
bhagavato
recorded.
arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so before we start, so just raise your hand or do something. So I think most of you have some basic in Pali, right? So maybe you just can just kindly little bit introduce yourself. For those I don't really know, no, I think just tell me how much you learned before. Like Brother Ian, I think. Yeah. How much you learned before, Brother Ian? Can you hear me, Brother Ian? Or the CY Cole, Doris, Wong Po Chu, or Y Peking. Can you just introduce yourself and just tell me how much you learned before? Yeah, Brother Ian, yes. Yes, Brother Ian, yes. I cannot hear you, Brother Ian. Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear
Okay.
me, Asagi?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Basically, in terms of Pali, I'm a beginner lah. What I learned is actually from the translated sutta text.
Okay.
You know, with some Pali words there.
Okay, so you pick out some
Yeah.
Pali words, and during the chanting you know the Pali words. Okay, but you have you go for any Pali course? No.
No.
Okay. Where are you from? Which part of Malaysia?
I'm actually from Penang.
Oh, Penang. It's very easy to find lots of Pali or Dhamma Learning Center Theravada in Penang, so it's not difficult. Okay, so you are kind of like you don't know anything about like past tense, present tense, future tense, or declension. Have you heard about that? Declension of Pali?
I've attended a few of your classes, so I have a rough idea, but I think grammatically it's much more demanding than that.
Oh, you attend my classes before, right? In Penang?
Yes. Just
Mahindarama.
a few lah. No, in your online classes.
Online classes, okay. All right, okay.
Mahindarama, no, I didn't get a chance to come to your Mahindarama classes.
All right. Okay, thanks. How about the CYKOW? CYKOW? Ko?
Yes, good evening, Saji.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a cow here. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm cow here, from Subang Jaya.
Okay.
Right? And I learned Pali from Bante Yasasi.
Okay.
Bante Yasasi from Sri Lankan.
Oh,
So we study the NPC book, the green book lah.
Green book,
NPC,
new Pali course.
the new Pali course, yeah. New Pali course 1. And also I do a study on Pali primer also lah.
Okay.
Pali
so you are
primer,
quite expert.
So no. Now I try to learn about Pali make easy.
Oh yeah, Pali make
is quite tough. Yeah, it's
it's quite easy also. Okay, so you know declension. Do you know?
Yeah,
that's declension. Masculine, feminine, yeah.
The masculine one lah. Okay. I can remember it's the masculine, but the feminine neuter it take a bit of time lah.
Okay. All right. So you have a little bit go through some basic. Okay, good.
Yes.
How about the next one? Wong Po Chu. Are you here? Wong Po Chu.
Yes. Good afternoon, Sayagin.
Can you turn on your video so I can see you?
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I started learning Pali during this pandemic.
Okay.
And my teachers are Brother Alfred and Brother Carl just now, who was talking to you.
Okay.
And also Bante Dhammapala, when you're doing the sutta, analyze the sutta, Bante also taught us on Pali. But mainly I learned from Brother Carl and Brother Alfred.
So you're from Malacca or Seremban?
No, I'm from Malaysia, PJ, Petaling Jaya.
PJ, okay.
Selangor, Petaling Jaya.
Okay. All right, okay. So you have little bit basic.
Yeah, little basic only.
Okay.
And also very forgetful.
It's okay. Just keep on learning. All right.
Yeah, still learning a lot more to learn. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So next week we will ask. Now we are going to continue. So next week we will ask some new people to introduce themselves. All right. So each week we will do like this. So you all get to know other students as well. All right. Okay. Now we will go to the Pali Made Easy. So don't worry when we say Pali Made Easy, because it's really quite easy. Because I've been learning before I come to this book, I've been learning the Pali Made Easy. I've been learning one of the water book, which is quite difficult. Yeah. So far, this is the one taught in our university. I think it's actually very easy. All right. For those new person, so I will go through this because lesson 9 I did mention before, but okay, so we will just briefly go through, because today I want to focus on the formation of the word. Okay, to express negation, you put the not before a verb. For example, not gachati, very simple. Gachati is go, so not means not go, so he does not go. So next, a question beginning with api, pi, nu, kim. For example, when you see the kim, or if you see api and nu, is always a question. All right. So for example, api gachasi. Gachasi is you go. So do you go? Api nu gachasi. Kim gachasi. Gachasi kim. So if you see api nu kim, you know it's something to do with question. Right. Now itwa we mentioned before. Normally itwa is a jaran. We translate as a having gone, after going. Right. For example, so is he. Tatra is there. Gantua means having gone there. So ida here. Agachati. So comes back. All right. So when you see this Jaran, I think they pronounce it Jaran. So you can translate as having gone. All right. Or you can translate another way, after going. Or another way, he goes and followed by another action. So actually, it's something that happened first. For example, having gone there, he comes back. So he must go there first before he come back. Or after going there, then he comes here. So he must go there first before he comes here. Or if you want to translate, he goes there and comes back here. All right. So this is also another way to go. Okay. But the thing is about this tua. One thing that I mentioned to some of the students before. So even though it's a tua, but the main verb, the last one, we call it the main verb here, ti. This will show the whole tense. For example, this isati, if you know, is a will. All right. So if this is in future tense. All right. So this tua also must be future tense. So simply you will say, like he, there, will go. So means that he will go there. Here, he will come back. Means that he will come here. So if the future tense is the last one, so this tua you must mention in the future tense as well. So the best way is like this, simply he will go there, and that means that he will come back here. So these two should be the future tense, because the last verb, last one determine is the future. All right. So the best way is this one or this one. He will go there and return. Okay. This is just a short one because I did mention before. Now, this tum. Tum is actually quite same with the English. Right. So, infinitive. So is he. Ida is here, right? So ichati, he wishes, likes, or hopes. Now, wasitum, tum is a to, right? So to, wasitum, to stay. So this wasitum must link with the verb. So it must place next to it. So wasitum ichati. So you should write like this. So if you are going to, let's say if you are going to put the wasitum in here, so it's not nice because it's very far from the ichati. So this means that wasitum, the infinitive should put next to the verb that it more qualifies or modify, right? Right. So this is a very simple in just like English. So to stay, hope to stay. So wasitum, to stay. Ichati is a hopes, wishes, likes, or hope. All right. So this is also not difficult. So generally, the infinite stands before the finite verb or predicative participle. So you're talking about this finite verb. Now today, before we go to the Anguttara, so I think like to mention the formation of the word, because you see many kind of word, especially verb here. So it's good to just do some study. All right. So what you do when you study Pali, you must know that in the Pali, maybe like English, there's a root. All right. In Pali, when you make a sentence, there will be a root and there will be a prefix. And sometimes you plus the something else. But the root is very important in Pali. So that's why we need to study this one. Okay, let's see. A very simple one. Wasati. So how do we get the wasati? There must be a root was. The meaning of was is to stay. Then you plus the a and t. All right. So very simple. You was. Then you plus the a and plus the t. T is a verbal termination you learned before, like ti, anti, sita, mima. All right. So if you got wasati, then you got wasanti. Then wasasi, wasata, wasami, wasama. Okay. Can you all follow? Was plus a plus the t, the verbal termination t, anti, sita, mima. Anybody got questions so far? All right. So you know question. So basically, when you see this wasati, you know it can be wasanti. It can be wasasi, wasata, wasami, wasama. Right? Because the root must be was plus a. All right. This a we call it. There's a special name for the middle one. We call it a conjugation sign, which will go for lesson 34 later. But just remember it's like this. All right. So if you want to write down, you just remember it was plus a plus t, was plus a plus anti, was plus a plus c, then ta and mima. All right. So I hope you remember the first person, second person, third person. Okay. Similarly, let's go for the next one. All right. So you have this gum. Gum is also very common one because you see gachati. Gum, in fact, we call it this gum. It become ga. All right. So it's then you got the like gacha, like budam sara gachami. All right. Like this is coming from this gum. How you get? Then you need to plus the a. Then you plus the t. Okay. Then you plus the anti. Then si ta. Then mi ma. Okay. So I hope you follow. So gachati, gachanti, gachasi, gachata, gachami, gachama. All right. Because the root must be gum. All right. Gum plus a plus t. Okay. So this is just show you how to do it, right? So what I do is I'm going to jump to lesson 34 and I will come back here later. All right. So I hope you can follow me. So I'm going to lesson 34 now. So if you got the Pali Make Easy, if not, if you got the online Pali Make Easy also can. Okay, so if you got the Pali Make Easy, look at the lesson 34. Right. So we already say the formation of the word, especially verb here, is very important. All right. I think there's some noise here. So let me stop for a while. Okay. Okay, I think yeah. Okay, all right. So let me continue. Okay, so all right. Okay, now lesson 34 is look quite complicated, but it's not complicated as it seems. All right. Now, so like I say, everything in Pali, there must be a root. All right, that's important in Pali. All right. So we are looking at the root, and then the root can add to this. We call it the conjugation. Okay, conjugation. And in Pali, there are how many? I think there are 7 types, right? So here the first example is this is to search, and the first conjugation is a radical a, just a a. So is plus a. But the thing is, when you put together, according to explanation, the a is a sign, the r is a sign of the first conjugation. When it's affixed to the root, the radical e and u are strengthened. So they become a and o respectively, all right? But the radical r remain unchanged. For example, is plus r, isa, and then, so I think I better write that, okay? So it's like this, we write in this. So if you got a pen and pencil, you follow me. Is plus the letter A. Then, because of this one of the grammar rule here, is strengthened. So what's the meaning of strengthened? The I become A, all right? I become A, so it become Esa. And then you plus the T and D sita mima, you plus the T and D sita mima, you got the Esa T, all right? So you get this point, Esa T, all right? So this is, we call it the strengthening. The I become A, so it's kind of strengthened here. So SRT. So any questions so far? I will continue. All right. So this one example. So you got pen and pencil, so just write down. This one of the example how the changes in a word, especially in a verb here. All right. Now, next one, the example is rule plus A. All right. So according to here, the root is rule. The root is to grow. And then when you plus the sign R, and according to grammar rule here is strengthen. Strengthen means you become O. So it become roha. And roha, you plus the T and D sita mima. So you got roha T. All right. So this one, the grammar rule here. Then the next one is mentioned as a PAC, pa. All right. So you got PAC, pa, plus A. But here no strengthening, so it becomes pacha. Pacha is a cook, plus the ti become a person cooking. So pachati, he cooks or she cooks. All right. So any question up to this point? I will continue. All right. Okay, so it's very important.
Excuse me, Saji.
Yes.
Yeah, may I know how do you know when you should strengthen and when you shouldn't strengthen?
All right. According to grammar here, it says that I and you, okay, is strengthened. Okay, according to grammar here. So this one, I here and you here is strengthened. All right. So what's the meaning of strengthening? Normally strengthening in Pali is I become A, become A. It's one of the grammar. It's something to do with the Sanskrit. And you become O, become AV. So you all write this down because it's very important when you want to know the changes. So I is strengthened to be E, but I pronounce the A sound. I become A and become AY. So AY sound. You change it to O and change it to AV. So we call it U become O, become AWA. E become A, E become A, become A. U become O, become AWA. All right. So we call it strengthen here. All right.
Okay.
Can you follow?
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right. So after you all ask the question, so please remember to turn off your mic, because if not, there's a lot of noise here. So for those who are not speaking, please turn off your mic. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to continue. All right. So this is interesting. It's kind of like mathematics formula, but to me, it's interesting. Now there's another explanation here. All right. So A, if the E, but we pronounce A, if A is followed by a vowel, it becomes AY, like just now, and O followed by AV. So this explains what I just now say. I become E, become AY, right? So you become O, become AV, all right? This is what I explained just now. For example, you see this one. The root ni, you might notice before, if you study Pali, to lead, plus the A sound become ne, so E become AY, so they become naya, become naya. Naya, he leads. So nayati. So if you got nayati, you also got nayanti, nayansi, nayanta, nayami, and nayama. Because the root is ni plus A, and there are changes between I become A, becomes AY. All right. Now this also said, Wu is to become. You, long U, become plus the A sound. U become O, become AV. So you got bhāvati. Right? It looks complicated, but you just need to remember these strengthening rules. E become A, AY. U become O, AV, awa. All right. Okay. Now, vis to enter plus A, visa, visati. He enters. Tut plus A, tuda, tudati. So there are no strange. So that's why the rules is the radical vowel of some roots remain unchanged. Okay. So any question? I'll continue to second one. Okay, no question, I will continue. All right, so basically for the first one, just remember the first one, you just put the first one is just, the keyword is put the A only, all right? Now go for second one. Second one is also interesting. The second one also put the A, right? But the problem is not A, it have we call it this nikahita. It's kind of nasal sound. Okay, so I will read second conjugation. The A is a conjugational sign, and then the we call nikahita, the nasal M dot is inserted between the two consonants of the roots. Then this M dot is changed in the nasal of the group to which a succeeding consonant belongs. All right, okay. Now we look at the example. Root to obstruct plus A. All right, so you put the M dot in between, so root plus A. Then the M dot change to the N sound, so we got runda. Runda plus T, rundati. All right, so one example. Another one, move to release plus A sound. It become, put the M dot in between, mut plus a, then the M dot becomes this one, munchati, he release. Hit, hind, HIMD becomes a HIN dot D and this one. All right. And to know the changes of these, this one become N. This one, the same thing become the nya. This one becomes the N dot. So to do this, you have to go back to the, we call it the sound, okay? So let me go to the first page. Where is it? The sound. So let me find that page first. Okay. So I think I sent you this document in the Anguttara course. Okay, so I had to go to the first one, all right? To see, this also interesting when you learn Pali, you know, sometimes you see there are so many changes. And why there are so many changes? Okay, this one you see the changes here, all right? So just now we are seeing this nasal sound, all right? So let's say if the nasal sound I put next to this K, or nasal sound I put next to this maybe C. So if I put the nasal sound in between, maybe next to some of these M dot, T dot, or T or P here. So then this nasal sound will change to this one, all right? So if I put the M dot in the C, cha 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 ja, so the M dot will change to nya sound, all right? So if I put the M dot near to the T dot sound, or D, we call it lingual sound, it will change to N with the dot below. So if I put this nasal sound to the T or TD or D or DH, you will send the normal dental N. So if I put the M dot sound near to the P or PB or anything, it will change the normal P, normal M, sorry, change the normal M. So that's why we call the nasal sound will change according to the group here. That's why it has a 5 group. So when you learn Pali Make Easy, at first you need to know the consonants. So when the M dot near to K, it will become this one, all right? So accordingly to any of this sound. So M dot always change to this sound according to this group here. Okay, so I hope you can follow. I hope I haven't lost you somewhere. Okay, any question?
Yeah, Sayagi.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Jenny, yes.
Yeah. I just want to ask when we put the nasal, the consonant, are we looking at the consonant before or after the nasal?
Before
the nasal.
Yes. Okay, so let me go back to just now. Okay. Yeah. You see the oh sorry, after, yeah. So it follow the after one. Okay. So the M dot here, it follow the D sound, DH sound. So M dot here follow the CH sound. M dot here follow the lingual sound, D and the dot. All right. So you can see the M dot, we call it the nasal sound, change to the normal N because of DH. Then the nasal sound change it to the nya sound because of the C. Then the nasal sound, M dot, change it to the N dot because of the D dot, the lingual sound. So the sound after that. But actually, I think people, this nasal sound is just a sound, you know. It's not a real consonant by itself. It's just kind of like budam, that kind of a sound by itself. That's why it has a special name called nasal sound, right? So that's why it always follow the sound that comes next to it. Okay.
Sorry, Sayagi, I have another question. For this second conjugation, So the nasal is always inserted in between the consonant.
Yes. This is a rule. It's one of the rule for that's why this is the second one. It's not the first one. This one is also the first one. We put the A sound. Here also put the A sound, right? But here got the M dot sound, the nasal sound. The first one got the A, but no M dot sound. The second one got the A with the M dot sound. All right. So you got run and da. So rundati. Mut plus M dot become munchati. Hit plus the M dot become hindati. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, this why I ask you all to study in advance because it look complicated, but actually not so. All right. So just remember the nasal sound, we call it the M dot itself. It's just a sound, so it always change according to the succeeding. Right? Succeeding means the one that follow, consonant that follows. Okay. So just leave it if you think it's so difficult. So we are going to move the third one. Third one is even easy. So I think third one you understand very clearly. All right. Third one. Okay. Ya is a conjugational sign of the third conjugation. The Y of the conjugation sign is assimilated to the preceding consonant of the root. So we are talking about preceding now. So if the root ending ends in a vowel, it remains unchanged. All right. So let's go to the next one. I have to go to the next one. All right. Okay. Now the example, this is easy. Div plus yang. Div become div, and then the changes Y. Okay, Y and then this one. All right. So let me make it easy. Okay, V and Y, and then because of div ya, if you're going to pronounce a div ya, it's so difficult. So you change it to dibati. So for these changes, you have to look for another lesson. Okay, another lesson will mention about the changes. Okay, another one is siv, siv, to su, and ya. So swift ya becomes sibati, he sues. Wood, I think you know, it's a to do with the Buddha. Buddha is also this root. All right, or like body, enlightenment body also to do with this root. Bud plus ya. So bud ya become bujati, he rises. Ja, like jhana is to do with this root. Ja is to move, or ya, jaya, jayati is to do with meditation. All right. Okay. Any question on this? This should be very easy. All right. So if not, we go to the next one. All right. Next one for this, you need to put some dot here. All right. Because the printing here is a lesson. This book. Let me look at my own notes. Huh? Okay. For this one, so you need to put the dot here. Why you need to put the dot here? Because the next one is also na, but this one with a lingual na. You also need to put the dot. All right. So there will be a dot here also, and then a sakuna, awana. All right. So una. Okay. So just remember to put in the dot here. Okay. Okay. Because if you don't put the dot here, you will confuse, because next one, the fifth conjugation is also na, right? So conjugations are anu, na, una. Right? Okay. Now, on the first conjugation, second conjugation, third conjugation is only one, but now it's three of them. All right. The conjugational signs are nu, na, una. Nu remain unchanged before the atanu pada termination. So one of the kind of verbs. Otherwise, it change to no. The end of the conjugation sign is assimilated preceding radical. All right. Okay, look at this example, pa. Okay, so we are talking about the beside the root. So there will be a prefix, okay? All right, root plus prefix plus like we call it the conjugation sign. And then we call it conjugation sign, and then we call it the verbal termination. All right. So for example, pa plus up plus nu. Pa plus up. So you can pa plus, you can write like this, pa plus up to approach. Plus this is we call it the conjugation sign, CS, all right? Nu. So plus up plus nu become pap nu. Nobody will pronounce it pap nu, right? Naturally it become pano, pano, pano become pano, PN become PP. So it changed to the U, changed to the O sound. So pano, so panoti. Why it changed? Because Pali is a language by itself. So if you're going to read a pano, pano, pano is very difficult. So you change it to, gradually the sound become pano, pano, panoti, all right? He approaches. So means that the, all right. So there will be dot here. All right. So the N, PN become PP, U become O, panoti. All right. Next one, sa, to be able, plus no. Sa no, sa no. So you know this one is dot here. Okay. Sa no, so sanoti is able. So NU become NO, sanoti. So exception is as plus no, as no, so as noti. All right, another one is so just treat like this, no need to worry so much. A plus wu. A is a prefix plus wu. Prefix root, we write the root like this, okay? It's kind of like tick here. A plus wu plus a conjugation sign, CS, na. So a, wu, na, ti. So this is easy. Right? Yeah, this is also a dot here, right? So pa plus up plus una. So pa plus up, you got pa, pa una. So papu, papunati. Okay, there's also a dot here, all right? Sa plus una, so sakunati. So very easy. Sakunati is able. Okay. So just remember to put the dot at the below the end. So next one is this su. You heard before. Su and na. There's a dot here. Suna, sunati, he hears. Right? So just remember the conjugation for this one is nu, na, una. All right, with the dot, sorry. The dot and dot and dot. All right. Sorry, no, this one. With the second one, na and una with the dot. Okay, so just put the dot here. Okay, any question on this?
Yes, Sayagi. Just want to ask, like sakoti and sakunati, the usage is the same, is it?
Yes, same, yes. Okay, it's same. Right. Sometimes we use sakoti, sometimes you use sakunati. Like this is also another one, like paputi and then papunati. These two are same meaning also. Because the root is same. The root is up to approach. So papunati also up to approach. So the main thing when you learn the Pali, you also need to know the roots. That's why today I want to mention about the root. The root is very important in Pali. Like English, see, he sees or she see or be seen or seeing. It still have the root of see, see. Okay. All right. Any other question? You know, I move to the next one. Okay, this one is easy. Now you notice there's also a na here. That's why the previous one is with the n with the dot there. All right, so this is without the dot, simple na, or then the sound. Okay, na is a conjugation sign, is added to the roots belonging to the fifth conjugation. The long vowel before the na becomes short. HN is transferred to NH. There's some grammatical rule here, all right? All right, key to purchase plus na. All right, that becomes kinati with the end dot, kinati, kinati. This one is just leave it like there's some grammar here, but I will not mention here. All right, we look at this is simple. Mi plus na, minati. All right, so it's very simple. He measures. All right, look at it for next one first. As plus na, asnati, he eats. Ja, I think you heard this word before. Nya, the root actually like nya, the root is actually nya, but sometimes you change to ja to know. So jana, janati, he knows. All right. Now about this is a small grammar point. I think you see this word ganati before, right? Ga plus na become gana, and due to some particular grammar of itself, the n and h interchange, so become ganati. All right, you see this word before, and because of the change, another grammar point which I will not mention here, there's a n become n dot here. Okay, so any question on this? Okay, so this is just remember the root is na. Okay, so next one is even easy. O is a conjugation sign, sixth conjugation. Before the other number, okay. All right, we just leave it. Tan, this conjugation has a very few roots, so it's one of the easiest one. Root is tan, to spread, and o, tanoti. Another form is tanute. Tan and o, tanoti. So this is easy. All right. This also, you see this word before. Car, to do, to make, plus the o, karoti. Karoti or kurunde is another kind of like verbal termination. He does or he makes. So where is it? Car plus o, karoti. This one, man, to think, plus o, mano. Mano, you remember the mind? The mind, man, mano, to do the mind. Man, oti, manoti or manute, he thinks. Right? I think this is easy. So we go for next one. This one is this not so difficult. So the 7 conjugation. A, aya are the conjugational signs of the 7 conjugation. If radical vowel is followed by a single consonant, most often it is strengthening. Like I, A become short A, become long A. So we call it strengthening. A become A. E become A. U sound become O. Right? Otherwise, it remains followed by one of the consonants, the radical change. Okay, all right. So we look at the example first. Okay, this is not difficult. Chu, it's like Malay word chuli, you know. So you can see the actually Pali Malay is also have the influence of the Indian words. Yeah? Chu, to steal. So you put the A. So become chore. If you put the aya, aya become churaya. So you got chure, or churaya become choraya, and then become choreti. So you got chore, you put a t, choreti, or choraya, chorayati. Okay. All right. So this means that the U sound, change it to O sound. All right. U sound, change it to the O sound. We call it strengthening. Chu become cho. Is a U become O, strengthen sound. All right. Dar plus A, dare. Now you can see the strengthening. Here already mentioned A become short A become long A. So here R become long A here. Da. So dar becomes da. Da. Da, long A. A. So dare. Or dar with the aya, you call da, daraya. Then dare, you put a T, dareti. Or daraya, put a T, darayati. He holds. So just remember the A is here in the middle of the root is strengthened. All right. A become short A become long A. Mention the grammar point above. So dar becomes da. Okay. Now this one var to prevent. A become strengthen the vowel become wa. Wa become wa. And then with the A sound, ware. Wa become wa with the aya. So waraya. Then you put the T and T, ware T. So ware T. Waraya, warayati. All right. Next one, dam plus A. Dame. Dame is just basic dameti. Or aya, damayati. He mentioned that dam is a exception. All right. So it's a not it's a radical vowel. All right. This means that in the middle of root is not strengthened. Now, chin to think. So A, chinte. Chin to with the aya. Chintaya. Chinteti. Chintayati. Okay, so any question on this? I think this is not difficult if you study in advance. Any question? All right. So now we study about 7 conjugation. All right. So we will go through again. All right. So everybody, you can unmute your microphone. So we will kind of like do some exercise together. All right. So what is the first conjugation sign? What is the first conjugation sign?
Ah.
Ah, okay. All right. Okay. Now, the second conjugation sign is?
Nikahita and plus A.
Ah, okay. A and the nikahita or the nasal sound. All right, good. Okay. Now, what is the third conjugation sign?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. What is the fourth conjugation sign? Anybody want to say? What is the fourth conjugation sign? Nu, na, una. All right. So what is the fifth conjugation sign? Any answer?
Na.
Na, okay. Right. What's the difference between the fourth and fifth? With the to do with the na. What's the difference?
With the retroflex.
What is retroflex? You mean the lingua, is it?
No. Palatal.
Palatal.
The tongue roll up on the palate.
Lingua. We call it lingua. You know, lingua.
Good.
Yeah, the fourth with the lingua sound, n dot with the below. Okay, so when we check the Pali Meiji, we call it let me check, because there are few terms they mention. Yeah, we call it the lingua. All right. So the T dot, TH dot, D dot, DH dot, N dot below, we call it lingua. So the fourth is with the lingua sound, right? So with the, here not mentioned, but it should be a dot. Sorry. The first one not the, is the N dot, na and una, so we call it a lingua. All right. So this one, the na, the fifth conjugation sign is the normal N. All right. So we call it, this is a dental. Okay. Dental N. All right. So this is a lingual N. Means that with the N dot. Okay. So correct. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So now, what is the sixth conjugation sign? Yeah. O, all right? What is the 7th conjugation sign?
āhāre.
āhāre, all right. Now, when you calculate totally how many conjugation signs in this 7 group, how many? So we look at again. The first one is 1. The second conjugation sign is also 1. The third one is ya for 1. So we got 3 already, right? So the fourth is how many? 3. So totally now 6.
6.
Okay, number 5 is also 1. 7 is also 1. So 6, 7, 8. And then the next one is āhāre. So totally how many conjugation signs? 10, right? Am I right? Calculate again.
Right.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So 10 conjugation signs. Is it easy to remember? Only 10 of them. Can remember? Only these 10, you know? Okay, now we are going to do exercise. Where are we going to exercise? We are going to the lesson just now. Right? Okay, now we already say that only 10 of them, they should be very easy, right? Okay, look at the first one. Was. Was. What is the conjugation sign for the was?
First.
Okay. First conjugation sign. So you, I think, Vera, you have the book, right? So you write. It's a just like I said. It's a first conjugation sign.
Okay.
Okay. Second one, gum. Become ga. What is the conjugation sign? What's the conjugation sign?
Same as
Yes. So, which group?
First group.
Okay, first group. Good. Okay. How about third one? How about third one? Ta. Okay, now ta is a kind of like, it's a root is ta. Sometimes there are many changes, you know. It can be changed to there's a let me write again. I write smaller. Okay, ta. Sometimes it is kind of like, we call it double. All right. So it double and then it's become like, change it to TITTH. It's a little bit complicated. Just remember it. Okay. You can put the conjugation sign. All right. Or maybe you don't put, it's also okay. All right. So we take it as a first group here. All right. Because there are some difficulty. Now, next one is you see the prefix. What's the prefix one for the next one? Prefix. Ud. Okay. Ud. All right. You see the ud. Ud and ta. All right. So when you learn Pali, you also need to know some changes. D and TH. It becomes TT sound. All right. TTH. Why? Because nobody will pronounce uttahati, or nobody will read uttahati. So naturally, you graduate, you become uttahati, right? Because how are you going to read uttahati? You don't pronounce the UD, you pronounce uttahati. So that's why the changes become uttahati or uttati. Uttati also same. So you will see you can recognize already, right? So you ut and t, and it becomes TTH. Uttahati. Maybe there's a conjugation or maybe not, so not sure. But anyway, this is so little bit complicated. So we look at for the next one. Next one is easier.
Saiji.
Yes.
Saiji is uttahati. That means, is it third conjugation?
We got third conjugation here.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
No. What is the third conjugation? Third conjugation is ya, right? So there are no ya here. It cannot be ya here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It can be either, it should be either the first group, or it might no need the conjugation sign, because it already quite I would say it can stand out by itself. All right. So next one. So this is why this is testing already. Okay, next one. What do you think? Ni. Ni is the prefix. Sat. All right. Even though it's sat, it change to sit. Sometimes, like we say, when you learn Pali, you remember a lot anicce. So sat, it becomes si, it becomes sit. So ni sit. Now, what is the conjugation sign? What do you think? Yeah, which group?
First group.
First group, all right. All right, yes. Okay, so we take it as a first group here. All right. How about the next one? All right.
Same like
yes, just same like just now. So with the up sound. Okay. How about the next one? C. Next one, C. What do you think?
Yeah.
No. You see carefully. Anybody want to guess? It's not the first group.
No. Yeah. YA.
No. It's not the first group. It's a little bit tricky, but it's not the first group.
Not the first group. The YA. I think third group.
Oh, sorry. It's the first group. Okay, it's not the third group. It's not the ya sound. It's not the ya sound. It's not the ya conjugation. But it's the first group, right? It's the first group. But how do you get the first group? Okay. So it's a, let me write. It's a C, all right? You all see the C before, right? It's the first group A, all right? So how to make it? Remember, we call it strengthening. A becomes AY, all right? So for those who attend my Pali Make Easy class before, so you remember you see this before. So become saya, all right? Saya plus A plus T, sayati. All right, so it's a first group here. So this is a first group. Can follow? So we call it the strengthening of the sound. So E, A, I. So remember the keyword, just like I say E, A, I.
Yes.
U, O, awa. So we call it strengthening. The sound become longer and then maybe stronger. So we call it strengthening. All right. Okay. So this is a all right. So we call it first group and then first group, first group. How about the next one? Next one also easy. Apa is a prefix. When you check the prefix, apa means away. So gam is go, to go away. So apa gachati. So what is the A here? It's a which group?
First group.
Yeah, first group, right? Okay. Now you see this before, all right? Now next one is you learn just now. Pa plus up. Pa is a prefix up. So what is the group here?
Fourth group.
Okay.
No, not.
Yeah. It's the nut group, right? All right. And then the is a, remember we see the unna. And just now with the nu group, all right? So nu become no. Become nu become no and becomes change it to P. So it's the fourth group here. All right. Now the next one. U plus gum, all right? So UG, GG, all right. So it's a become first group. Okay. Next one. Nya, Janati. So which group? So we learned just now.
Fifth group.
Yes, it's a fifth group, right? Okay, so I think the rest not difficult, all right? So next one, G, to conquer. Plus the conjugation, na. So which group? Jinati. All right? So fifth, all right? Su. Su plus sunati. So which group? So we come across sunati before. So which one?
Fourth group.
Yes, yeah, it's a fourth one. All right. All right. So next one, cho. Actually coming from the just not cho, it coming from the chu. Chu become cho. So you put the, what sound do you put? You put the A. All right. So which group?
7 conjugation.
Yeah, 7 conjugation. All right. Next one, root become rudati or rodati. So which group? What does he put here? The first one, A sound. So it's a. So it's a.
First group.
Yeah, first group. Right. Others, please try. No. So far is a Vira. She's the only one answer. Oh, brother Ian. Others, please try also. All right. So next one, boo. Boo become bhāveti. All right. Can anybody can try beside Vira because Goiwa. Please try everybody, Doris or Jenny or anybody. So because we just learned just now, so I want you to take it as an exercise here. So boo, how does it become bhāveti? By Ian or the cow, but the cow, C-O-W, K-O-W, cow. Yes,
Is it the
Ian.
7 group E?
Right. He has yeah, it's correct. Right. So remember, we call it strengthening. You got the boo plus the A sound. Become O, change it to AV. All right. So you got the ba. Then you must strengthen the bhāveti. Okay. So you all can write down like this. Right. All right again. So remember the root is boo. Then because of it's a 7 group, you become U, become O, becomes AV. All right. And because of this influence of A, you have the strengthening of the vowel A, become A. So bhāveti. So this is 7 group. Okay, how about the next one? Boo. This is very simple, bhāveti. So which group? All right.
First group.
Yes, first group, very simple. All right. So it's same like just now. You got the boo plus the A become a U, awa, strengthen. Okay, bhāveti. Bhāveti is to become. You see this word bhava. When you see the dependent origination, there's a bhava. It's to do with this one. Something become or becoming bhava. This bhāveti, that's why today, if we still got time, we study the Pali Meiji, you will see a lot of bhāveti. So what is this bhāveti? All right, it's this one. Okay, let us continue. So it's not difficult here. All right. So I think you all have start to understand already. Okay, next one, easy. Chat plus which conjugation sign? So anybody want to try?
Is it the A conjugation, the 7
Yes.
conjugation?
Yes, okay, good. Yes, it's a 7. Okay. So chat plus A, so chadeti. All right, next one, tan plus what? It's very easy. Tan plus which group?
Oh.
Okay, which group?
6 conjugation.
The 6th group.
Yes, it's a 6th group. Okay. Right. So next one, chi. All right. So to collect or to heat up. So with the plus the na. All right. So which one na? Na is which group?
The 5th one?
Yes.
Fifth
so
group.
it's a 5th one. All right. So this is very important. Chi. For example, we call it what you call it? The chetiya, right? We call it the chetiya. Chetiya, what is the meaning of chetiya? Rarix. It means that something when you heat up the thing, you put the rarix here or the bones or whatever you put heat up. So this coming from this word chi. All right, you can see chi here. I become A, so chetiya. The meaning of to heat up the ashes of the people, then you power up with stones and so on. Right. So it's very interesting when you study the meaning of the word. All right, next one. This is very easy. 80. What do you think? This is a little bit complicated. What is the... Okay, so this I will mention. All right. Actually, this coming from the prefix a and e. All right. When you study the e, it means all right, to do with coming, all right? So R and E, when you put the sound even A, so and T. So it seems to have no conjugation sign here, AT, to come, all right? E is to do with movement, you know. So AT to come, all right? So we take it as no conjugation. Or maybe there is if you want to put A, but I think it's not important here. All right, next one. Cast, okay. What, this is very easy. So which one? First, all right, yeah, it's very easy. Next one, what and which group first, right? So easy. Now this sometimes change to past, so it also first group, all right? Next one, what plus first group, all right? So okay, some more, all right. Next one, ga plus, yeah, fifth group, right? This is swat and what do you think it can be? So what do you think the next swat becomes sayaki, right? Yeah, with the ya. So it's a fifth group. So is it difficult? No, right? All right. So I think that, is there any example? Finish already? Or got some more? Okay, so let's go for this one. Okay. Oh, I think I didn't take. Okay, I think there are some more here, but I didn't have the screenshot. Right, but I think it's okay. So as long as you understand what I'm trying to say here, it's okay. All right. Okay. So far you all can follow, right? Yeah. Okay.
Saiji, the bhāveti to develop is 7 conjugation, right? Then
yes.
the bhāvati is the first
it's
conjugation.
First group. Yes, yes. Because the function of these two are different. Bhāveti is to become. Bhāveti is to develop. That's why you have the bhāveti. When you read the Anguttara Nikaya, you can see a lot of bhāveti. All right. Actually, here this is a 7 conjugation. All right, 7 conjugation is interesting. All right, bhāveti. All right. But here, there's also another reason. But you also can take it like this A here. In another way, you can take it, we call it a causative sign, you know. It's like when we say to development, you cause something to increase. So the A here might be causative sign. So it might be another grammar point here. But we can take it as a group here. All right. There might be another one, causative sign here. All right. But temporarily, we take it as the 7 group here. Okay.
Right. Just to confirm, yes. Just now you said gayati and sayati, it should be ya, right? Ya. Yeah. That means it's the third conjugation, not fifth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ya is the third group. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry. So as long as it's a ya here. Sometimes it's very confusing to remember which group is it, but you just remember you put a ya. Okay.
Thank you. Right?
I think anybody cannot follow here. I think so far I think should be easy, right? So I am going to Anguttara already. So any question about this? All right. I give you 5 minutes for you to think about it. Yeah. Or if you have the Pali Made Easy book, it's easy for you to follow. Okay. So all right. So okay. So when we see, go back to the Anguttara, all right. So you see a lot of, when you study the vocabulary, you will see you already come across many of these sentences. You can see there's a here, right? Already here. Okay. So just now this bunjati. So remember the second group. Okay, so just briefly go through here. It has the BHUJ, put, plus the M dot. Okay. So it become, then we call it this M dot, it come in between. So it become BHU, M dot, and J. So maybe it's a little bit messy. So I'll write you, okay. Okay, so this is a PH you put, and then with the M dot plus the A sound, and then this one go inside the middle. This is we are talking about second group here. So you got the butch and J. And due to the J sound, J is the, what is it? The palatal sound. All right. So this one become the, yeah. Why? Because you got the cha 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 nya. Right. Remember you got the, when you read the vocabulary, the alphabet cha 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 nya. So due to the J sound, it becomes nya sound. So bun jati. Right. So you got bun jati. All right. So you see this in many times. Okay. So Viharati is same like just now, all right? So you got V and ha plus a and T. So Viharati, very easy, right? So Viharati is the first group here. Okay, so we will continue the Anguttara now. So now already there is a 1.5 hour, 1 and 50 minutes, all right? So next time we will finish. So I think we follow. Okay, so now what we have here is not much here. It's all the vocabulary, you know. So a lot of new vocabulary for you all to learn. So, okay, so we'll go back to the. Okay. So this one, I think still left a little bit. Yeah, okay. So I will go to this one because this one is easy. There's another one paragraph I left on the top, right? So, okay, so we go through. All right. So everybody please follow me. You can unmute your mic. Okay. Asubhasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Asubhasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Okay. Maraṇasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Maraṇasaññaṃ bhāveti.
āhāre paṭikūlasaññaṃ bhāveti.
āhāre paṭikūlasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Sabbaloke anabhiratisaññaṃ bhāveti.
Sabbaloke anabhiratisaññaṃ bhāveti.
Aniccasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Aniccasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Anicce dukkhasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Anicce dukkhasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Dukkhe anattasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Dukkhe anattasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Pahānasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Pahānasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Virāgasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Virāgasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Nirodhasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Nirodhasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Right. So this is very good for you to pick out new Pali words, right? Okay. Saññaṃ. Saññaṃ is talking about this. Is if you remember the 5 aggregates, there's a sañña, perception. All right. So you got the perception. The first one is perception of unattractiveness. So subha. Subha is beautiful or something good. So you when put the na become a here. So asubha. Asubha is not good, so not attractive, or it's not talking about kind of like sometimes we translate the word impurity or loathsomeness. So it means that when you see something beautiful, but you perceive it as a like a flower, you know, if you see a flower, it's a beautiful, but you see the flower drop down, so you see the its flower is not beautiful. All right. So marana, what is marana? Everybody want to guess? What's the meaning of marana? That, yes. What is āhāre?
Food.
Yeah. Yes, food. Yes. So paṭikūla. What is paṭikūla?
Repulsiveness.
Repulsiveness, yes. All right, maraṇasaññaṃ is very easy. So you develop the perception of that. This means that you contemplate, oh, like one day I'm going to die. So that will happen anytime. So I will go away. So in this way, you let go the attachment to the people or to yourself, right? Āhāre is in the food, all right? So of the food. Paṭikūla is a repulsiveness of the food. So it's one of the meditation practice for you to reduce the attachment to the food, because it's not to say the food is cannot eat, because if you contemplate like that, you cannot eat the food. But you contemplate like you need to search for food, like you all need to earn the money for the food, need to search the food. Now you need to chew the food, need to digest the food. After that, you need to go for toilet to let go the digested things, you know. So you contemplate the like taking care of the food and consume the food and then process the food. All these are very loathsome. Okay. Now next one, sabba. What is sabbaloke?
Whole world, entire
Whole
world.
world. Yes, entire world. All right. So this is a long word. So anabhiratisaññaṃ. You know the word or saññaṃ already. So rati is a delight, all right? Abhirati also same meaning, maybe more delight or happy delight. Now, anak coming from the word na, okay? So in Pali, so when you see the word, okay, maybe I will write here, okay? So na in Pali can change to a, right? For example, Asubha, okay? Or na become like anak plus the here abhirati, right? So becomes non-delight, right? Non-delight. So non-delight in the whole world, all right? So what is the world, all right? It might be talking about the physical world or the sensual world, but sometimes the world may be talking about your internal world. This means that your own namarupa, all right? So perception of non-delight in the whole world. So this is not difficult to understand. Now next one, aniccasaññaṃ. What is aniccasaññaṃ? Anicca is?
Non-self.
Yeah, impermanence, all right? Sañña, perception of sañña, all right? What is this is talking about meditation, so means that you try to this perception is not imagination, no? So people thought perception, imagination. This is just how we view the things. For example, you see your abdomen rising, falling, or you see the breathing. You try to contemplate it as a impermanence. You hear the sound. The sound always fade away. So this is a kind of like viewpoint you see, but this perception is not that kind of imagination. It's a real one. So you try to see everything as impermanence. And then the next one, you try to see everything as dukkha. What is dukkha?
Suffering.
Suffering, all right? But here is very important. Anicce, dukkhasaññaṃ, bhāveti. Anicce is a locative case, all right? So locative singular. So you try to see the impermanence, the perception of suffering in the impermanent, in. You can see the translation in, all right? Why in? Because you must know anything that is impermanent is suffering. So first, according to any teaching of the Buddha, you have to see things from the impermanent, right? So after you see the things impermanent, then for the impermanent, you try to contemplate as suffering. So that's why it's talking about the perception of suffering in the impermanent, all right? So then dukkhe. Now you also got another one. After you see the suffering, then you see the anatta. What is anatta? Non-self, all right? So you see the non-self in the dukkhe, in the suffering. So it means that you see all the phenomena because they are subject to suffering. Those are subject to suffering is bring suffering, or maybe another word of suffering is unsatisfactoriness. So anything that's suffering and not happy is non-self. What's the meaning of non-self? Non-self means that it does not belong to us. It does not belong to any soul, right? Because it belongs to us, belong to soul, we can control it. We can ask it not to be impermanent, not to be suffering. But since we cannot control it, so that's why it's anatta. So when you see things as anatta, the next one, process, you can see this is a process by itself. So after you see anicca, dukkha, anatta, then the next one you should do is, what is pahāna?
Abandoning.
Abandoning. Abandon what? What do you abandon? What do you think you should abandon here? Right. Now you come to the next one. What is viraga?
Dispassion.
Dispassion. All right. So just now, what should you abandon? Right? You should abandon
Greed, hatred, delusion. Greed. Yeah.
Yeah, especially greed, right? Because you are talking about abandon, right? Pahāna, and we are talking about viraga. Viraga means fading away of dispassion, passion here. Raga is passion. So vi is a dispassion. So he's talking about abandoning of the craving to things. But when the craving is there, there will be definitely delusion. When there's craving, there will be hatred. Because when people take away your things, you get angry because of the raga. So after you have the pahāna, after you have a viraga, and then the next one you have is nirodha. What is nirodha?
Cessation.
Cessation, all right. Cessation of greed, hatred, delusion. All right. So that's why you can see the Pali, the Pali is very logic itself. First, you develop the anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you abandon. When you abandon, you have the dispassion. So when you dispassion, your dispassion to all the greed, to the things you attach, then you have the nirodha. Nirodha means your defilements. Okay, all right. So this is easy. All right. So this is when you see all this dot dot dot, this means that all these are repetition of the above. And what should you repeat? All right. You can see there's a lot of dot 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 here. What is not mentioned here? Okay. Okay. Right. This means that when you see the dot dot dot, you should expand the text according to above. All right. So we go to the first one. All right. All right. So you even can see there's a little dot dot here. So this means that the whole text you should repeat the first text mentioned above. Yeah? The first one. The first one I already made lots of changes. Okay. So this means that you should repeat the same thing as mentioned here. Okay. So I'll just minus all these extra notes. Okay. So this means that when you see the dot dot dot, you have to repeat the whole things from the this. I think we start from here, right? So Patama Janam Bhāveti. After that, you follow with the Ayam Vuchati. Okay. Followed by Ayam Vuchati Bhikkhave. Bhikkhu Arita Jano Viharati Sadhu Sasanakaro Ovada Parti Karo Omaga Radha Buchanti. So this means that, okay. So this text you should mention many times. Yeah, so we go back to just now. Okay. Right. Okay. Here. All right. So this means that after you see the, for example, you Asubhasaññaṃ bhāveti, then you should continue Ayam Vuchati Bhikkhave, then follow the text as in the first paragraph. Okay. All right. Okay. Next one. So, all right. Next one. So we go through. You pick out lots of vocabulary here. So aniccasaññaṃ bhāveti. All right. So we read together. All right. So aniccasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Aniccasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Anattasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Anattasaññaṃ bhāveti.
maraṇasaññaṃ bhāveti.
maraṇasaññaṃ bhāveti.
āhāre paṭikūlasaññaṃ bhāveti.
āhāre paṭikūlasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Sabbaloke anabhiratisaññaṃ bhāveti.
Sabbaloke anabhiratisaññaṃ bhāveti.
Aniccasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Aniccasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Pulawakasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Pulawakasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Virāgasaññaṃ bhāveti.
virāgasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Vichiddakasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Vichiddakasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Udummatakasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Udummatakasaññaṃ bhāveti.
Right, so okay, we go through. What is aniccasaññaṃ?
Perception of impermanence.
Okay, what is anattasaññaṃ?
Perception of non-self.
Okay, what is maraṇasaññaṃ? It's similar with just now.
Perception of death.
Yes, okay. What is āhāre?
The food.
Okay. Here is English of the food, but Pali is in the food, all right? So what is the paṭikūlasaññaṃ?
Repulsiveness of food.
Repulsiveness of food, all right. So this is similar with just now. Now, sabbaloke. What is sabbaloke?
All world.
Entire world.
The world, all right. Anabhirati. What is anabhirati?
Non-delight.
Non-delight, okay. Saññaṃ bhāveti. Now, what is anicce? This is the new one. Anicce. Anicce is?
Ati is bone. So
right.
Skeleton.
Yes, yes. Anicce is this is the contemplation of the cemetery already. Anicce skeleton, all right. What is pulawaka? It's the next one. The womb infested corpse. Yes. Okay, next one. Vinilaka.
Leave it.
Okay. Leave it. All right. Okay, next one is a vichiddaka.
Visual corpse.
Visual corpse. All right. Okay, next one. Udummataka. All right.
Bloated corpse.
Bloated corpse. So how many types of corpse here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. But actually in Tipitaka there are mentioned about 10, but here is only 5. So anicce, you know the word ati is bone, right? So anicce means those have many bones is skeleton. Pulawaka I think is a pulawa is an insect. No, it's a worm here. So means that the body is so infested. So because the body rotten, then you can see the worms coming out. Then vinilaka. Nila is a color, is a kind of like dark blue. So when the skeleton is the corpse will be dark color. Chida is vichiddaka is talking about cutting off. So it's like maybe bitten by animals, so it's like cut off to many pieces. Udummataka is a bloated, because when the body swollen, so it was swollen with the insects and then with the animals, and then the water come out and so on. Yeah. So it's talking about contemplate of the cemetery. I think it's a 1 hour, 1.5. I think you all must be tired. So there are so many, so we will continue. So anyway, I think it's in this way you can pick up the new vocabulary and you also can learn the grammar. It's important. Okay. So yeah, I just can't remember this bhāveti. All right. So let me because just now the light is off. I cannot see my notes. Now I can see my notes. Okay. All right. Yeah. So bhāveti. All right. Okay. So yeah, I come to remember this point. All right. So bhu plus a. So plus a. This is called O and awa. Because the discausative sign, so we always change it to this long A because of this A sign. All right. So this one the point, but it's not important if you're a new beginner, right? Okay, so I think it's enough. So today all might be very tired. Okay, So it's a grammar point is interesting, but it's maybe tired for you all. Okay. So we just do a short sharing of merits. Okay. So yeah. All right. So what's the purpose of learning the Pali? Do you know? Do you know why do we learn the Pali? Anybody want to guess? So we just do a short chit-chatting before we do the sharing merits.
To grasp the Dhamma better.
Okay, good. And then any other people want to say your own idea? Why do we learn the Pali?
To understand better, because the English translation is never accurate.
It's like connecting to the Buddha's Dhamma very intimately.
Okay, good. All right. So yes. Okay, so you connect to the Dhamma, you understand Dhamma better. So any other people want to say something? Brother Ian or Brother Carl? Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me, Sally? Yeah, I
just
want to say that it's very important because these days the English translation is not very accurate. So sometimes you may have the wrong understanding. So by learning Pali, it helps to better understand the true message.
Okay, good. So yeah, so when you read the translation, sometimes you also not clear, right? So you don't really understand well, or maybe you feel that sometimes the translator maybe cannot give the right idea. Yeah, it's true, because language is different, no? Even like Chinese and English, something you can say in Chinese, you cannot say in English. Same like something you can say in Pali, but it's difficult to convey in English, especially if the English is not your first language, all right? So by learning the Pali, we really get closer to the Buddha, and also can learn the Dhamma in a better way. All right. Okay. Thanks for your all sharing. So I think it's 1.5 hours. So we will just do a very short sharing of merits. Okay. So you all please put your hand together. So we would like to share this merits of learning the Pali, and for me teaching the Pali. So may we share the merits with all the departed ones and our ancestors who passed away. May all the sentient beings who hear this sharing of merits to join our merits also. Okay. Idam no punya bagan sabbaloke dema sabbe sata sukhita hontu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, I do a short one because today I also quite tired. Anyway, grammar is interesting, but it's sometimes very tiring also. Okay, see you all next week. All right. So if you have any questions, you can just post in our WhatsApp group. Okay.
Thank you.